But one request to all panelists as we start this debate, that let's all hear each other. There are serious questions on both sides. Okay? Hear each other and keep your arguments short. And we have complete balance on this debate tonight. So on one side we have Medha Patkar, one of India's best known social activists. Bittu Sehgal is editor-in-chief of Sanctuary Asia. He's an environmentalist. He leans towards for the NGOs tonight. Bharati Sinha is communication director of Greenpeace. So we have Greenpeace on the program tonight. Satynath Sarangi, social activist from Bhopal. And we also have Salman Soz. I don't know where Salman Soz stands. I presume he doesn't stand with the NGOs. On the other hand, anti-NGOs on the Newshour debate tonight. First, we have Professor Maharaj Pandit, and he's the head of the Department of Environmental Studies at Delhi University. We have Sambit Patra of the BJP. We have a former intelligence officer, former senior RAW officer, and the research and analysis wing is fully with this investigation against these NGOs, I was told today. RSN Singh, he's in our studios in Delhi. Rahul Ishwar, social activist, is live from Thiruvananthapuram. So we have a big panel, and I want to say to this panel, we have a large amount of time also. We can discuss this matter in detail. Bharati Sinha, my first question is to you, and after that it's open debate. My first question to you is this. Now you say, no, we are not against India's economic interests. Now the information technology sector, Ms. Sinha, you will agree, is very critical to our country's economy and for the employment of people. And I know, you would be obviously aware that many foreign countries would be very happy if India's IT sector collapses. It's common knowledge. Right? If India's IT sector collapses, many countries, Western countries, other countries stand to gain. According to this Intelligence Bureau report, page number 18, point number 62, it says, interestingly, it says you have a three-pronged strategy to target India. And one of those is the fact that you want to target Indian IT firms. That you have focused your attention, Greenpeace Bangalore, towards only Indian IT firms, while no voice has been raised regarding the MNC IT firms, such as Dell, such as Cisco, which also generate large amounts of e-waste at Bangalore and other cities in India. Why so? Why are you soft on the foreign IT firms and tough on the Indian IT firms? Are you biased?
Well, I think right now, as your channel right now reported, that this was initiated a month back. We don't have any campaign running at the moment on e-waste.
No, it's a future campaign of yours.
I'm a bit surprised.
It's a future campaign.
We have no such plans. At the moment, we have no such campaign planned or running. I'm really surprised that they would be focusing on this. First of all, what made them go into this kind of a report or do a
because they say you are hurting India's economic interests and any country would defend its interests. I mean, second point to you, Ms. Bharati Sinha, page number 9, point number 28. Have you seen this report? Page number 9. See, any country.
No, we have not.
Okay, so page number 9, point number 28. You know fully well that our cyber security systems have been hacked by foreign countries in the past. Why would you bring cyber security experts from abroad into your headquarters in Bangalore and potentially jeopardize our safety? Is it true that you did this? Did you do this? Did you bring a group of cyber security experts who upgraded your communication systems and installed encrypted software in your servers and computers? And that is a part of your strategy and implementation.
Yeah,
did you do that?
We do have encrypted mail system, and it's being managed by Indian staff. And
so you are saying that this is right?
I really don't know from where all these.
No, see what you're repeatedly saying.
We don't have any.
What you are repeatedly saying is I don't know. No, one
Or
second.
no, can I just get in here, bring in a little fact?
Mr. Sarangi,
no?
I'm coming to you. Just
Small piece of fact.
Just have patience. I am just saying one thing, that Ms. Sinha is today repeatedly saying, why is these things coming out? Why are these details coming out? What is the reason?
No,
there must be a conspiracy. My third question is, Satynath Sarangi, my question to you is, I am told that an amount of $40,000, and I'm not naming the person, $40,000, which is not a small amount, is transferred in the American bank account of a very prominent activist exactly at the time of a protest in India in the energy sector. Now the Intelligence Bureau says that we have all the details of these bank accounts. Now, would you feel that this is coincidental? That the money is transferred at the time there is a protest in India?
No, first, I would say firstly two things. First is, there is nothing new in the IB saying this, because at least for the last 3 decades, I personally know that the IB will fabricate a report on anyone.
We are not getting specific then.
Narmada Dam
then you are not being specific with me.
Everyone is a foreign agent.
The question is what I am saying
number
today
two,
is, Mr. Sarangi, look at the fundamental point, okay? Fundamental point. What do NGOs want? What do NGOs? Mr. Sarangi, see, I am not passing judgment. I am asking tough questions on both sides. What I am saying tonight is, what do NGOs want? Transparency. What do NGOs demand? Transparency. What do NGOs tell the government to do? To be transparent. Today, if somebody asks you that this $40,000 is passed in 2 installments, transferred to an unknown American bank account from some unknown university's department, which happens at a time when there are significant protests in the country, we are saying there's no transparency in those matters. Now, when that question is asked, the response is, you know what, there's a big conspiracy against us. I'm saying, be transparent. Is this a normal thing? Do activists regularly get this kind of money? Is it normal?
No, that
it's not, right?
No,
that's
no,
it.
I don't think that's normal.
No. So this, one minute. So a third point tonight is, and I think everyone, the activists and those backing the activists, have to answer. Now, Ms. Medha Patkar, you are joining us from Mumbai. Look at the broad issue. You said I'll tear up this report if I see it. Right? Now, I'm going on specifics of what is. This report says that there is a Dutch government-funded NGOs who have shifted focus dramatically in recent days from Kashmir to the northeast. And one of them has recently, suddenly, got this huge amount of attention on the northeast and has suddenly taken up issues of violence against women of protest in the northeast. My question is, Ms. Patkar, does it not appear very strange to you that extremely sensitive parts of the country, both in terms of internal and external security, become the absolute focus of a Dutch-funded NGO? I mean, if you want to really do work against violence against women, 1 minute, why don't you do it in Uttar Pradesh? Why don't you do it in Madhya Pradesh? How come you only want to do this kind of work in Kashmir and then hop, skip and jump from Kashmir to the northeast? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. Does it make sense to you, Ms. Patkar?
So why isn't Kashmir a part of India?
No. Rhetorically speaking, fine. I'm saying, why not UP?
Your question.
No, Ms. Patkar, why only Kashmir and Northeast?
Any NGO. No, I don't know, because there can be many NGOs who are working in Maharashtra, in Madhya Pradesh, in Uttar Pradesh, some in Kashmir, some in Northeast, and those are the vulnerable, geographical areas of our country. So no one can stop either a political party
are NGOs only going to look for vulnerabilities?
Or to Kanyakumari.
No, are NGOs only going to look for vulnerabilities?
No, so what you have to look at is, one, whether NGO is engaged in anything which is anti-women, anti-humanity, and then anti-national.
No, why should I look at it that way? Why should I look at it? You are telling me You are telling me, Arnab, that's the way you should look at it. No, one second.
Question.
1 minute. I am saying, you are saying that you should look at whether they are doing anything.
Give me 2 minutes to answer your question.
Miss Patkar, I am asking a very direct question. Why do these NGOs only look for what trouble spots and hot spots?
I'm giving a direct answer.
Why don't they, if they want to do work against violence against women, why would they not start with Uttar Pradesh? Why either Kashmir or Northeast?
Somebody is already doing it.
Pardon me?
Uttar Pradesh is now under the scanner because of the latest incidents. But
Okay.
let me tell you,
Let's open up the debate.
It happened in
Opening
Narmada
up the
Valley,
debate
in
with Rahul Ishwar
areas.
first. 1 second.
there
Rahul
are
Ishwar
rapes
first.
in Gujarat
From
also.
Thiruvananthapuram and then Professor Maharaj Pandit. Yes.
Arnabji, if you can see,
but
see,
let me
all the
at
three
least
NGO
give some
activists
answer to
has
your question.
denied answering
another
directly.
point is
And
that
remember,
you should also
divine or
look
the
at the
devil lie in the
legality and
details.
illegality of the
Unless
funding.
you answer
But if you say
specifically,
that every
you are
foreign
evading
funding
questions.
brings in
Why is
insecurity,
$40,000
then let me
given?
tell you,
They are not
100%
answering.
FDI
We are
in
not against
defense
NGOs.
is
But
the
these
most
NGOs are acting as
insecurity
arms
building
of Western
exercise
agencies
that
and
Mr.
government
Narendra Modi's
for
government
furthering
is
their
likely to
political and
take up.
social agendas.
So we
Even in
know
Kerala, one
FDI in
particular
different
NGO
sectors
received 1,044
affecting
crore
our
rupees.
economy
Remember,
because the
1,044 crore
employment
rupees.
generating
They are
and the,
looting
locally
shady land deals.
listed,
They are buying out properties.
enterprises
Even
are
Kerala
getting
government has to report
and the
that they are under
hawkers
the
to the
scanner.
fish
So
workers are
NGOs,
getting affected
some
due to
NGOs at
FDI.
least. And remember
The water
the Delhi High
distribution
Court
is
observation that
affected.
more
And
than
anyone who is
90% of
using the
NGOs are crap
the
and not
environmental impact,
doing the
social,
work they are instituted
economic
for.
impact,
I think
maybe having
NGOs should
vision
come
of
under RTI. All NGOs should come under RTI. They are answerable to the people of India. And please trust IB. As a common man of India, I trust my intelligence bureau than NGO fabricated stuff which they can further their political and social mileage. Don't demonize the IB. IB has been patient.
I'm not demonizing.
For such a long period of time. IB, no, not that you are. Sadhinath Sarangi was demonizing. Please don't demonize IB. We can trust IB more than all these NGOs.
Power plant,
What, just a-
power plant. Are they also
All I said, it's a
anti-national
fabricated
too, Mr.
report.
Modi has picked up.
Mr.
Medha madam is
cabinet?
not even willing to listen.
I don't think so. Everyone has an
Miss
opinion
Patkar,
and a
Miss
right
Miss
to
Miss
agitate.
Patkar, you see, Miss Patkar, please understand. What am I saying today? Am I making a single allegation? No. I am only raising specifics, and specifics are very interesting. Consider the ambit now. Greenpeace says we want to save the country. We want to save India's environment. Fantastic. Fantastic. It's laudable that you want to save India's environment, but you want to start. It's ironic that you want to start saving India's environment by saying that palm oil imports from Indonesia should be stopped. That's part of your game plan. You want to save India's environment or Indonesia's
And-
environment, I don't
Not
know.
part of Greenpeace.
No, I am asking Greenpeace. Greenpeace is not above questioning.
And
Professor Maharaj Pandit, Professor Maharaj Pandit, what exactly is going on? And do you believe
does-
that we're really on the nub of an issue as far as Greenpeace is concerned?
Well, at the outset, let me request other panelists not to speak. There's a crosstalk going on. Also, let me preface what you said about introduction. I have, it's not such black and white that I'm against NGOs. I have great regard for Medha ji. Her body of work is there for everybody to see. Bitu has been a long-term colleague and I know him personally, so I have great regard for both of them. So to say that I am against NGOs would not be right. But let me begin on a lighter vein. Arnab, today, this evening I heard something very interesting. And an Indian economist said, rather hilariously, that Greenpeace is a prime candidate for this year's economics Nobel Prize. Because of this immense contribution that they can alone bring down India's GDP by 2 to 3%. Wow, that's phenomenal. But well, on a more serious note, if IB has credible evidence that some NGOs are involved in some wrongdoing, then the law must take its course. They must be booked according to the law. And it is a criminal activity and they should be handled accordingly. I don't see where is environment in it. What has environment got to do with it? They have, if they have, violated FEMA laws, whatever FCRA laws, whatever laws there are, if they have violated them, they should be treated like criminals. Okay, so that's that. The third point which I want to say is that we should not, sort of trivialize this, like the proverbial adage goes that, throw the baby with the bath water. It's not good to say that every NGO is bad and they are doing this.
No, I don't think. No, Professor. Nobody is making that sweeping statement. You say what is the link to environment? I'll tell you the link.
Yeah, true.
Just very briefly, I'll tell you the link. I want to know. Yeah. I just want to know today why Dutch government-funded NGOs have shifted their focus from human rights in Kashmir to now talking about violence against women in Northeast, and also simultaneously have interestingly sneaked in another issue. You know what that other issue is? Prevention of extractive industries in the Northeast. They want to take down oil drilling in 3 districts of Manipur. They want to go against big dams in Arunachal Pradesh, mining projects for uranium and limestone in Meghalaya. And then they will also try and internationalize the matter at the United Nations simultaneously. So you know what they have done very interestingly, and this is very transparent, is that environment, 1 second Satyanath Sarangi, everything is going to be looked in detail.
No, you see,
it is, now you can say it's one gigantic coincidence that we talk of these issues together and we only talk about it in certain disturbed parts of India. But we want to know where your interest stems from.
And let us start.
We're going to ask you where your interest stems from.
Let us not start by saying on the assumption that what the IB says is the truth.
No, I'm
Let us not start by that.
No,
because we know IB is capable of fabrication.
Can I
we know
finish
the
my point?
entire way that Rajendra Kumar fabricated the Ishrat Jahan murder case. There was a lot of fabrication there, and IB was doing it.
Mr. Sarangi,
that's the trouble.
Director
That's the trouble.
and later became director.
That's the trouble. Mr. Maharaj comes back to the debate. But yes, Mr. Maharaj, Pandit. Yeah, Mr. Maharaj Pandit said that's the trouble.
That is the trouble with these so-called. That is the trouble with these so-called environmentalists.
I know, but
you see, we must understand. We must understand. Let us understand. No, you did not let me complete what I was saying. Please let me complete what I was saying.
There's nothing new in
the
it.
problem is most of these NGOs do not do their homework properly. They are not research-based. They do not carry out any analysis, and they start campaigns helter-skelter. Now look at this one sector for which I have been working for last 3 decades. Power sector. Look what is happening. Look what is happening. And people are on the streets in Delhi. There is no power. So what do you do? Look at the situation in the country.
1,000 megawatt.
Can you?
That's the price of Kudamkumal power.
Can I speak, please? Please extend this courtesy. Let me finish.
But is it affordable? Is nuclear power affordable?
So
is it good for the country?
No. Sir, let me make my point. After that, you can.
Sir, I'm sure it would be good for the country even if somebody didn't get $40,000 in an American bank account. Yes, please.
That's true.
And I was told today, this is the tip of the iceberg in terms of information on the financial dealings of several of the important players. I mean, some of what I heard was actually shocking. And I'd like to ask today. It was said that there is obviously the hand of some Indian foreign intelligence networks in this. And I said, why is that possible? And RSN Singh, are you there in Delhi? If he's joining us from Delhi, I have a question for him. Mr. Singh, I was told today that, on one of the maps of India on which, there's all this detail of India's nuclear power stations and uranium facilities, etc. was there. Handwritten maps, not printed, handwritten maps with exact locations, etc. was written down. And it was sent from a German source. To an Indian activist, and I said, "What is?" I said, "Why? What's the big deal if there is a handwritten map?" I was told, Mr. RSN Singh, that handwritten maps are put out because they are not caught in various intelligence networks, so that map with the facilities, India's nuclear and uranium facilities, would not get detected by any intelligence software firewall. And they felt, therefore, the intelligence sources felt that there was a possible intelligence fingerprint, that whoever was doing this has either got experience of avoiding firewalls and security networks of other countries. Mr. Singh.
You are absolutely right, Arnab, but let me draw your attention to a more fundamental issue. That 10,000 crores coming to India every year to NGOs, and this is at a time when US and the Europe, barring Germany, were facing huge economic crisis. Now, do these NGOs are they making out a case that all the kindness, sympathy, empathy, bleeding hearts, awareness about the environment, it is only the repository of the Westerners? I may also ask these NGOs, tell me,
answer that,
tell
Mr.
me how many Indian NGOs
that both
tell me how many Indian NGOs are there working abroad?
BJP and Congress. Just this March.
Oh, come on! Now, don't deviate.
Actually, just
please come on the issue.
How Congress and BJP both were taking money from Vedanta, violating.
Why are you politicizing?
Why politicize it?
Has the IB mentioned that? Does the IB mention that?
You are an activist. Okay. If you are, since you are bringing in politics,
violations.
Since you are bringing in
BJP and Congress both violated FCRA rules.
Sir, that's no argument.
Since you are bringing in politics, since you are bringing in politics, now let me ask a specific question.
For it to be credible,
you don't allow others to speak.
Is this vital fact?
Sir, you know,
in the 28 thing?
Sir, please understand.
Sir, will you allow me to complete?
Yeah.
Will you allow me to complete, please? Yeah. Ms. Patkar, can you deny the fact that there were 23 NGOs working in support of Kejriwal in Varanasi who have got nothing to do with the electoral process? Ostensibly, they are all working for environment. I can give you the list of those NGOs. Can you deny it?
So
Ms. Patkar, can you deny the fact that Kejriwal in one tranche, he received $80,000 for his Kabir Foundation, which is his 20-month salary. So this is the proof I am giving you, and you want to match this report.
Okay, so now you make that allegation on your own knowledge, on your own fact, and the allegation, therefore, since you make it, must get a rebut from Medha Patkar.
I am not a part of Kabir Foundation. I am only a part of the Aam Aadmi Party, but not in any of the decision-making committees. And yet, I would say that whether it is Kabir Foundation or Buddha Foundation, any NGO which is taking money in this country from the foreign sources is doing through FCRA, and if they have that FCRA sanction, then the government is monitoring that fund.
No.
Let them prove the illegality, and the NGO will respond. And similarly, the political
Ma'am, this is not true. This is not true. This is not true. You are not right. No, you see, NGOs must learn to be transparent. No, you are not right, ma'am. Ma'am, there are instances.
Where does BHP gets money from? Where does RSS gets money from?
No, I don't.
Where are the trade unions getting money
Sambit Patra.
Yeah.
Sambit Patra.
All that and bring out the
Sambit Patra of the BJP, please. Sambit Patra of the BJP.
Gujarat and RSS. Now I need to come in.
Go ahead, Sambit Patra.
Now, first and foremost, let me make one thing very clear. I have more faith on the IB than on the GP. I have more faith on the Intelligence Bureau of India than on the Greenpeace of some foreign land.
Why not?
Secondly, what I gathered from the report, a copy of which also has reached me now, I gather that there are conspirators, foreign conspirators, dressed as Moses and teaching us about bleeding hearts in India. It's an irony. It's a shame. In fact, one of the lines...
Getting a counter from Mumbai.
100% FDI in defense.
Who is dressed as Moses, I want to know.
Please, I'll come to the 100% FDI.
No, you are getting Bittu seconds countering.
Intelligence Bureau says this is alarming is the fact that the Greenpeace is in fact is a threat to the economic security of India. This is really alarming, and
I think
any
that's a
nationalist
tremendous,
India
that's
should be
a
alarmed
tremendous
by
exaggeration.
This
I don't think they have the power.
I believe.
They would love to have that power maybe, but they don't have that power. I think you're giving them far too much credit. Listen to me, I want to ask all of you one question. You opened the economy in 1990, you allowed a flood of money to come in, huge monies, not in rupees, in dollars, but the ecological auditor who comes and who has done very well in America, in Japan, in Australia, in Europe, in UK, you say, look, keep your cops with yourself, just give us your money.
Well, what gives them the right to be the... No, one second. First of all, Bittu Cycle, what gives them the right to be an ecological auditor? What has given them the right to be an ecological auditor? If they are ecological auditors, I want to know on what basis does an ecological auditor tell us don't take palm oil imports from Indonesia? And we'll organize construction workers in urban areas, which is one of their future projects. If they are in ecology, why are they interested in infrastructure projects?
Here we are, Arnab.
No, why?
We are arguing our heads off over here.
Arnab,
we are arguing our heads off over here.
Arnab, you have to understand one point very clearly. There is a difference between getting investment and there is a difference between tweaking of national policies.
Called climate change? That palm oil is putting carbon in the atmosphere. Now the fact of the matter is, it may be an inconvenient argument, and you may say America wants to put
Okay, so my question is wait a minute.
India is the first and the worst sufferer of climate change, and this is going to cripple our economy.
No,
Forget about the environment.
You see,
Mr. Sarangi,
that's not Sarangi, that's Bittu Cycle.
There's a great deal of difference between getting investment. There's a great deal of difference between getting investment from a foreign land and allowing a foreign hand to tweak your national policies. And today we are debating on the fact that foreign nations are tweaking our national policies, and no nationalist is going to allow this.
Yes, Bharti Sinha wants to come in. Bharti Sinha, and after that, Bharti Sinha. Salman Soos hasn't spoken yet, which is a record by itself. 1 second. Salman Soos hasn't spoken in the first 30 minutes.
I've not been asked the question.
Investment in
yes, Salman Soos.
Not Sanjay Jha.
I would like to make... Arnab, if I may be allowed to speak, please.
Yes, go ahead. After Salman Soos, please.
I have already...
After Salman Soos, please. Yeah, Salman. Salman, you should be very happy because this is giving you a nice excuse for the pathetic performance of your government as far as the GDP is concerned.
By the way, our performance is not pathetic. We're the third biggest economy in the world.
Please, don't get that.
Get your
move on.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, no, that is a fact.
Move on.
Now, like Professor Pandit said, I also want to put on record, I'm not against NGOs. I think many NGOs are doing commendable work, and we should thank them for that. To the extent that there is any criminality alleged by a report that I'm not privy to, the government should take action and bring it to the attention of the public. This kind of, you have a leaked report, let the government act if there is any criminality, no problem with that. Now, as far as, Sambit, I know Sambit was getting very agitated about, this threat to economic security of the country by, I guess, Greenpeace. Let me tell you, Sambit, that Greenpeace is active in about 40 countries, and by all accounts, most of those countries are very, very prosperous. So if Greenpeace is a threat to economic security, I'm sorry to say that they haven't really done a great job in other countries.
Prime Minister,
Sambit, please.
He was the first one to bring in the foreign hand concept when the Kudankulam thing was going on. He, in fact, your government
please be patient. Sambit, you should be patient.
Categorically that the
all right, you speak and I'll keep quiet.
Was responsible for the Kudankulam protest in Tamil Nadu. Remember, let me remind you of what
this is not election time, Sambit. This is not election time.
This is more important than election time.
The elections are over.
No, please.
But you please.
No, I have one question. No, I have one question. I have one question for Greenpeace. No, 1 second. Just a minute. No, 1 second.
Arnab.
Salman.
No.
By the way, this Intelligence Bureau report commissioned by your government, we just went out. What are you talking about?
Arnab. Yes, Arnab, but I'm talking about something, Arnab. I'm talking about the rules of the debate. If Sambit Patra is going to talk over me, then you have to basically give me time.
Don't be so sensitive, yeah.
Otherwise, don't invite us on your program.
Don't be so sensitive. It's okay. He's only disagreeing with you.
So then you want me to shout down do you want me to shout down your panelists?
No, you can, but you don't have to. Please continue.
That's not the way we want to debate. No, I'm not going to. I'm just saying that Sambit should be more familiar with facts when he comes on a national debate on Times Now. Okay? Please be familiar with the,
what are
the
your facts? I'm
when you come
stating
on Arnab
facts,
Goswami's
Mr.
show.
Soj.
These the facts are that you are Sambit again. You're interrupting. Sambit, you're interrupting again. You're interrupting again.
Tamil Nadu was involved.
You have no patience.
No, if you say I'm not right on
you have no patience whatsoever.
If you say I'm not right on facts,
you have no patience whatsoever.
Gentlemen,
you have no patience.
Gentlemen,
let me speak and I will let you know. Let me speak and I'll let you know. Sambit, please do not interrupt me. I do not interrupt you, you do not interrupt me. Let that be the rule of the game, okay?
Okay.
I'm just saying, the fact is that Greenpeace, being in 40 countries, has not been able to affect an iota of their economy. And you're talking about
no,
India,
that's the most. No, no, 1 second. No, that's the most. That's the most shallow, hollow, unacceptable, unthought, and unresearched comment I have heard in a long time. 1 second, Sambit Patra, allow me in, please. Allow me. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. No, 1 second.
Look at the GDP
just a minute.
of
No, 1 minute. Sambit Patra, just one.
Why don't we compare the GDP of all those countries?
I'll tell you. 1 minute, please. Salman Soz, listen, please. You see now. I don't want to rub it in. But some people say the Congress went out of power because it stopped listening. Now, 1 second. Please listen, please. You see, you have to come back to power. One of the things you'll have to do to come back to power is that you'll just have to start listening. Now, one question is that. Now, this is the most ridiculous argument. The argument put is Greenpeace is operating with its headquarters in rich and developed countries. And many rich and developed countries also have Greenpeace. No, please. Now, listen, please. 1 second. And therefore, that inverse snobbery comes down to the point where I don't need a Dutch, an American, a European to tell me how to fix my economy.
Totally wrong.
1 second. If Greenpeace wants to fix the economy, Greenpeace. 1 minute. Please, if Greenpeace is so concerned about the economy, Bittu Saigal, let me tell you the world's...
Totally wrong.
No, 1 second. I have a piece of advice for Bharti Sena. You know, if Greenpeace wants to save the world's economy, I suggest you remove all your operations everywhere else, go to the greatest polluter in the world, which is the United States of America, and tell them to fix their own problems before telling us where we should get our palm oil from. Right? Secondly,
yes,
this is the most, you want to connect the dots globally and think that we are... Bharti Sena, just one. Secondly, do you have a plan to work
they're already there. They're in Japan. There are so many countries. What are you talking about?
1 second. Yes, Bharti Sena.
Arnab, climate change is never confined. Climate change is not confined within boundaries of countries.
But what's your interest in
China is burning coal?
What is
the world
you want to tell me
about that.
You want to tell me that 1 second. You tell me
why is
no, Miss Sinha, you are an international pressure group and you'll build nice fat dossiers and spend a lot of money on research. I'll simply ask you one thing. How does India's environment improve if we stop having palm oil from Indonesia? I know somebody in Africa will make money because we'll have to start taking oil from palm oil from Africa, and I don't know who's funding them. I don't know whether the Americans have a hand in it.
Whether palm oil comes from Indonesia or whether the rainforest...
If you are talking about...
Medha, just 1 second.
If you are talking about, we should worry about America destroying environment.
Are destroyed, it's the people of the Sundarbans who are going to have to move north when the sea rises. Apart from that, Arnab, there's one thing I want to talk about, because here you're talking of economic security. The clowns who are in charge of building large dams in the Himalaya have not looked at a simple fact. The glaciers are melting.
Right.
What are you going to do with your dams with no water?
And what about the clowns who go around in their fat, rich, diesel guzzling SUVs all over American highways? And why don't they start? Why doesn't Greenpeace operate on them? Secondly, what right does Greenpeace have? What right does Greenpeace have to start organizing our construction workers in India? We have political parties.
That's the point.
We are getting into areas that are none of their business. 1 second, Professor Pandit. Professor Pandit.
Is there an agency that will dole out license?
Professor Pandit, please.
Non-party political activities.
Is there an agency that will actually
Professor Pandit,
that licenses to whether who can organize
Professor Pandit
along constitutional lines?
No, please, You see, that is exactly the point. You see, we have to draw the link between the agitationist attitude of some NGOs who are saying, for example, to raise the question of dams in Himalaya, that absolutely no dams. look at the situation this country is facing today.
If your
30 to 35% of Indian population does not have
glaciers which are melted, you have to change it. Your cost benefits are changed.
It's a great shame. Now, would you please let me talk?
It's an economic issue, not an environmental one. Sorry, please go on. So 30 to 37% of India's population does not have access to electricity. Those of us who have access to electricity must live with outages of 7 to 8 hours. Okay, and now what does it mean in economic terms? There's a report, World Bank report, which clearly says that the outages cost India the highest losses in the world, about 9% losses, and the global average is 3% losses. That is the link. That is the link between these protracted agitations against. I am not saying, you see, no dams in Himalaya is as stupid and preposterous as nobody said no
building
dams.
haphazard dams.
Nobody is saying no dams.
I have
what we are saying is don't build 450,000 crore rupees worth of dams without the feedstock of water.
I was only pointing out. Pointing out that at everything. Look at everything. Now look, what does government do? What do you want government to do? Kodankulam and nuclear power cannot be built because there are serious problems with it. Okay, number two.
No, I'm sorry.
Thermal power cannot be built because there are greenhouse gases and other things. So where does government go?
I want to also ask another question here. One second. No, one second. Yes, Rahul Ishwar.
Don't appreciate our energy.
Rahul Ishwar. Rahul Ishwar, please.
And Arnabji, even a silent Prime Minister like Manmohan Singh.
One at a time. Don't get worked up. Yeah.
Only when it was about to be
Arnabji, even a silent PM like Honorable Prime Minister Manmohan Singh said Western agencies don't appreciate our energy needs. Let us not play politics into it. And these NGOs are hands of foreign governments, foreign agencies furthering their business interests, socio-political interests. They have been actively intervening, and this is known to every person who is close to power corridors. But why can't we call a spade a spade?
Just one point.
No, but when you can't tackle an issue, you tackle the person who's raising the issue.
Why do we have to destroy our own forests to meet our energy needs?
152.
No, Miss Sinha.
192 nations were at 152.
No, Miss Sinha, I really appreciate. No, one second. First of all, let me place on record. One second.
Lying with the policy.
Miss Patkar, let me place on record.
8 lakh megawatt target for 2032 according to the
So I'll tell you. One second. According
it's highly exaggerated.
No.
And in order to push towards that target, there is absolute violation of the laws and regulations.
Okay. So I'm sorry. No. One second. One second. Why did I begin, Miss Patkar? Miss Patkar. Miss Patkar, please understand. What am I saying? I am saying, what do NGOs always tell us? They're always so preachy. Save the environment, save the environment, save the forest, save the animals, etc., etc. Now, what I'm asking today is, fantastic. Now, where is the money coming from? I am told that a person closely associated with the Dutch Ministry of Economic Affairs, a person called Ilko de Groot, had planned a visit to Manipur. He was denied a visit to Manipur in 2013. He had planned the visit under the cover of an organization called Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative. When he was denied the visa, he then spent a huge amount of money. I want to know where the money. There were 8 northeastern NGO participants. 1 minute, Salman Sos, don't try and censor me. You're not in power. 1 second. All of them, and even if you were in power, I wouldn't let you. No, 1 minute. And a lot of money. No.
We're not in the business.
The simple question is, where is the money coming from? A lot of money spent on a huge so-called training session. And where does the session happen? It happens in Bangkok, in where people are kept in luxury, flown business class, put up in 5-star hotels to be taught. And I'll tell you what this LD Groot says. No, why are you not? You know what he says? He tells these activists, make it so difficult for the company that it would be unable to meet all the required international standards involved in oil extraction. Now, how do I know these people are not representing corporate interests in my country? in sensitive parts of the country. We want to bring the northeastern people in the northeast together with the country.
Looking at what they're actually doing.
Satyanath Sarangi, don't preach me. Where's the money coming from?
Under RTI.
Arnav, I have an important point to make over here. Can I just get us?
We are short of time. 1 minute left.
Arnav, very important point.
Yeah.
Arnav, what I wanted to state was when the Kadam Kalam thing was, in fact, there was a protest against it. It was at the time when the project was about to be commissioned. Why for all those years everyone was quiet? Didn't they learn lessons?
RSN Singh.
Didn't they learn lessons from 1980?
Only RSN Singh and Medha Patkar now. RSN Singh and Medha Patkar. Medha Patkar first, Medha Patkar then RSN Singh.
The issues related to Kudan
why are you censoring me?
By the people right since the beginning.
No ma'am, but where is the money?
When there was only the first two.
Okay, RSN Singh. Last counter to RSN Singh. Last counter from Medha Patkar to RSN Singh. RSN Singh to Medha Patkar, please. Then we are closing.
Then they have
RSN Singh, please.
The same report that you are reading says that 1,50,000 crore rupees have been has been received by NGOs since 93. Now all these NGO representatives who are on your panel, may I ask them that how many trees they have planted so far? Have they produced 1 megawatt of electricity? I thought that the primary job of the NGOs was to supplement and complement government's efforts.
Well,
and besides which, all of us are not NGOs.
No, I 1 minute. At the same time, let me say, Mr. RSN Singh, it will be a very sad day in our country. It will be a very sad day in our country when we say that activism has become illegal, and you have to be like agree with the big brother watching you, agree with the establishment, and if you disagree, we are going to put out an intelligence report against you. Though I'm asking all these questions tonight. I put that caveat.
10 seconds.
I put that caveat. You
10
can't.
10 seconds, I know.
Okay.
Can I have a
no,
last
10
word
seconds to the Congress, otherwise they'll complain.
Just for the record. Just for the record. I know, let me please finish. Just for the record, I don't know about the specifics or the gentleman that you talked about, but the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative is a major global partnership where the World Bank and other eminent institutions and many countries are participants.
Yeah, but you know what?
So
you know what, Mr. Soos? Mr.
You're not familiar with them.
Mr. Soos, I have a piece of advice. Call up Mr. Moily. Once again, the one hand of the Congress doesn't know what the other hand of the Congress is doing. One side doesn't know what the other side is thinking. This debate and this investigation will continue tomorrow. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me on that debate on Times Now.
Thank God.
Thank you.
Democracy.
This is Times Now, Super Prime Time.